And now the BBC News at 10 with Sophie Raworth.
Tonight at 10, time and oxygen is running out for the 5 people trapped on board a missing sub in the North Atlantic. This is the last image of it, taken on Sunday as it prepared to go beneath the waves in search of the Titanic. 3 of the people on board are British, a billionaire explorer and a businessman with his 19-year-old son. They were bolted inside the sub on Sunday morning for what should have been an 8-hour trip. Now oxygen is running low.
The data we were using as a starting point was 96 hours. We know at this point we're approximately about 41 hours.
We will have the latest on the search effort also tonight. Rocketing rents, tenants across Britain are now spending more of their wages on rent than at any point in the past decade. An unprecedented apology from Sheffield Council after its tree felling scandal. Thousands were cut down. Now they're saying sorry. And a nail-biting end to the first Ashes test as Australia deny England victory by 2 wickets.
On BBC London, spiralling food prices and rent rises and advice on where to get help. And we're at the National Portrait Gallery as it reopens after a multi-million-pound refurbishment.
Good evening. The US Coast Guard says it estimates that the 5 people trapped on board the missing sub only have a day-and-a-half supply of oxygen left. Ships and aircraft are descending on the remote part of the North Atlantic where the small submersible was last seen. 3 of the people on it are British citizens, including a 19-year-old boy. Contact was lost on Sunday morning as it descended towards the wreck of the Titanic, hundreds of miles from shore. The passengers, who'd paid $250,000 each to go on the trip, left Canada's Newfoundland last Friday on a ship which was carrying the sub. They travelled more than 400 miles to the site of the Titanic wreckage and began their dive down on Sunday morning at around 8 a.m. local time. It was supposed to last no more than 8 hours, seated in very cramped conditions. But the sub lost contact with their ship after 1 hour and 45 minutes, and nothing has been heard from them since. The alarm was only raised with the Coast Guard at 5:45 on Sunday afternoon. Well, in a moment, we will hear from our correspondents in Newfoundland and in Boston. But first, Jessica Parker reports on the rescue effort.
These are the last known photos of the Titan submersible. They were taken on Sunday morning, just before it began its descent.